Hello again, Stroke. Today I will be showing you my first impressions video for Blightbound, and hopefully this would help you realize whether Blightbound is the right game for you. There's many things that you need to consider, but the most important thing to consider before buying Blightbound is that it's an early access title. This means there's gotta be some bugs, some glitches, some problems with the connectivity and other things that come with the game that has just launched as an early access title. Early access titles are not a finished product and they need some more polish, and they lack certain features and they lack certain variety that a finished product might have. So if you set your mindset that this is a early access game and those things are to be expected, then you can continue watching and seeing whether the features that this game can offer you with its pros and cons would be something that you could see yourself playing. As a personal experience, I really like it, but maybe what I like may not be what you guys like, so let's hope that watching this video would help you make the decision whether the game is worth the price tag and whether it's your kind of game. Let's move on to one of the major things I want to talk about, and this is the account level, or as it's called, refugee level or prosperity level. An interesting system in Blightbound is the prosperity level system, the refugee level system, and this is basically a system that allows you to unlock certain NPCs to get more stats points and to get certain bonuses like less blight sickness, more vitality, and then you've got things that give you more blight sickness but more power, less blight sickness, more work, and so on. So basically it gives you stats, but it also gives you more or less blight sickness at certain stages. Then you get some more blight recovery stuff, more artisan features, things like region rewards, which we would speak about in a moment. Queuing as a single hero, very important thing that many players may not know at the start of the game when they start playing for the first time, that there is an option to queue as a single hero. You just need prosperity level 9, more ethereal sparks per minute, and things like that. Things like that are getting unlocked. You can see this goes all the way to level 50. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit slow, so if someone is kind of interested in what things can be unlocked, they can see it while I scroll down. And it's good, there's 50 levels total, so as you keep playing, this will keep getting unlocked. And how you increase your prosperity? Well, you increase it by getting more heroes, by getting better equipment on those heroes, which I will talk more about in a moment, by getting higher stats, which of course comes from leveling up those heroes, by getting recruited artisans and getting artisan assistants, which I guess I haven't unlocked yet, assistants, and then rescuing survivors. So each of those things would give you a little bit of extra prosperity points and eventually give you that refugee level, that prosperity level. You can see you can recruit artisans here. You start with the elder, then eventually unlock quartermaster, and you get the mentor as well. Things that you have to buy and recruit are the blacksmith and the merchant. More about those in a moment. So as I said, you can equip and unequip better items, so you can get more prosperity. Let's demonstrate this. I'm intentionally on my heroes using certain items because this is not gonna be my active tank. I'm right now playing with those, experimenting with this one on low levels, this one on high levels. So this tank I don't need. That's why I equipped the best trinkets I've got. So look at my prosperity now. 10,320. Let's equip something green for this guy. Let's do it from the quartermaster. Let's equip something white actually. Let's give him this white stuff. And now this is 10,245. You can see the difference is not that great, but there is still a difference. So from 10,000 245. If we go back and put the theory crystals, which are blue, it becomes 10,320. So that's like I think 75 that I've got. Actually, not even 75, 65 or something like that. I'm bad at maths, don't mind me, but you can see there was a difference, small but difference. And since you have right now up to 9 heroes playable in the game, you can just gear up the ones that you're not using with whatever is the best gear, the rarest gear available, and then when you start playing them, you can change that and equip something that's actually good and valuable to that player. Again, leveling up heroes probably would be better option to get this done. By leveling heroes you can get stats and then spend those stats in different things like power, which gives you 2% damage per point, agility, which gives you crit damage of 2% per point, then this one gives you 5% of max HP per point, and then this gives you 5% Titan skill cooldowns per point and makes you more resistant to blight, and this gives you 1% crit chance per point, as well as the level of the items you find being better, which is pretty nice, combining crit chance and gear work from luck. So yeah, you get levels, you spend points, stat points, and that would definitely increase the prosperity level a bit more, which means you would want to be playing with heroes that are level 0 on the lower levels to get those levels done, to get them leveled up. You can of course also craft better gear and equip it, but I'd say that's not gonna be the biggest increase. Survivors you save from maps. Artisan assistance, as I said, is a system that I still haven't unlocked, so it probably comes later, but that's pretty much it for the prosperity. At prosperity level 6 you unlock the merchant system, and that's a pretty nice way of getting certain items as materials for crafting, or just buying certain weapons and trinkets and offhands and whatever, or even heroes. You can even buy heroes when the NPC has something in stock. If you like what he's offering, you can buy it, and then once you're done buying whatever he's offering, you can click refresh goods the next run, which means once you complete a map and come back to the town, you can either click here on merchant, or you can click on the merchant over here, and then that would allow you to access the NPC, and it should have new things in stock. You can also sell items, and you can also buy back something you've sold, but only from display session. If I were to log out, it would not remember my buyback items. Another NPC you unlock with the recruit option at prosperity level 6 is the blacksmith, and the blacksmith is where you do crafting. With the blacksmith you can either craft certain crafting materials that are needed for better item crafting. For example, I'm right now trying to craft myself this sword, and this sword requires a blue sword called Blood Edge. I've already got that Blood Edge crafted, but the Blood Edge, in order to craft it, I needed a pristine Magus Horn. You can see a pristine Magus Horn requires money, which is the Ethereal Sparks, Blood Skull and Gilded Spine. And if I wanted to craft one, I just click on Forge and boom, it's crafted. And then you can see this one is used into those recipes. So if someone wanted to craft that Blood Edge, they can get it. And now this one also needs incantation scrolls. Incantation scrolls are something you cannot craft. They sometimes drop as grave mark rewards, which is rewards that you get after completing a certain mission. So you can see when selecting the mission what the grave mark rewards are, but more about this in a moment. And yeah, you can see what is this is needed for, and eventually you can start crafting your way up to the item you want by collecting items, crafting materials and so on. Something that you would really need a lot of is metal plates. Metal plates are basically used for almost everything. And you have different ways of crafting things like metal plates. So one of them is with Teary Sparks, Seared Embers, which you get by playing as a warrior or a tank, you might say. And then you've got an option to use the scimitar, a claymore, a jackknife, which is a dagger, or a kerchief, which also is a dagger. So either of the two swords that are common or the two daggers is an option, and you can just craft it like this, like this, like this, like this. You see, we craft it, and there's a lot of other things you can craft. This one is also used for a bunch of things, and it also has two options, with the spine or with the sun circlet, and it's used for all sorts of things. But overall, there's a lot of good things one can craft and make. And I'm pretty happy that they've got different ways of crafting certain stuff. Pretty nice. Of course, certain things would require the mage orbs, and you would have to play with the mage to get them. So for trinkets, you really would need to be playing a mage. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna be playing a tank and I'm not gonna touch the mage or an assassin even once. No, you would have to. You would have to play warrior for certain items, you'd have to play mage for others, and most likely you would have to play with the assassins to get those skills. Pretty interesting, pretty nice system when it comes to crafting. Now let's move on to the next segment. At prosperity level 13 you unlock the bounties system. This is a great system to keep getting certain rewards as you keep playing. Automated reward that you just have to collect once the bounty has been done. It's basically a system that tells you to defeat a certain amount of a specific enemy, or pick up mana orbs, or complete runs as a certain hero, or complete runs in the Gravemark and so on, and in the Underhold, so in a specific region. And as you keep completing those, once they're done, you're gonna get a claim button here, and you click on claim, you get the reward, and then a new bounty gets spawned. Simple and nice system. I definitely enjoy it, and I think many of you would like having something to constantly give you rewards. And here are the 9 heroes currently available in the game. From the website blightbound.com we can see that they have at least 14 heroes planned, and that with the next 2 updates, the 0.2 and the 0.3 updates, they will be adding 2 heroes each, which would bring the current 9 to number 13 heroes when 0.3 lands as an update. So we know more heroes are coming, and we know eventually we can get more than what I'm seeing here, which is 9. But right now those are the 9 heroes. This is small Boris. I'm gonna quickly just let you pause if you wanna read all the skills. I'm gonna give you like a few seconds on each hero, so that you can pause wherever you want to pause.
I know how to take a beating.
But yeah, definitely interesting ways. Some people really don't like, some of my viewers really don't like how most heroes are basically the same hero with a very small difference.
Be fortunate.
Some people probably do like this. I'm kind of in between. I mean, in certain cases I really like how they have maintained some sort of template for every hero, but I really would love as well to see heroes that are vastly different from one another, with every single thing being different, or maybe just retaining the stab and execute on an assassin, but everything else being completely different from the others. Although meat grinder is great on assassins, so everyone probably would be a nice choice. Okay, I'm not sure which heroes I showed. Let's show Triss again. Let's show Mouse. Feel free to pause at any time if you want to read the skills of a certain hero. Now here's the mage you start with. And here is one of the mages you can unlock, which has a gravity pool with reversal shield and a frost skull. And then you've got this one with the summon spirit, but it has gravity well with a cryo blast. Interesting damaging combo. He doesn't have the shield, and he has a lot of cooldown stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the heroes. There's hero stories and things like that that you would be able to read on the website, and there's certain things here: introduction, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, conclusion, etc. So every hero has a personal story, personal goal, which you can earn and then eventually unlock certain chapters for this specific hero for their personal story. You can replay those. So there are certain missions for everyone to complete eventually. You can see everyone has an introduction, 5 chapters, and a conclusion to their own story. I hope this one was enough in regards to the heroes. So many people would be wondering about the build variety in the game. Well, there is some in regards to which warrior or which assassin or which mage you choose. Not much of a difference, but some of them do go for specific directions. For example, a mage going more for damage rather than defensive, or a mage that's kind of a balanced, or an assassin that's going for damage over time and healing based on that. But overall, you want specific items for each of those builds. And in the Blacksmith you can preview some of the items that would open up some builds. And look at the legendary fixes. So this one, 15% chance to reset the cooldown of a skill when it first impacts an enemy. Pretty nice. It gives you dodge skill cooldown reduction, damage reduction, and HP. I guess this can be used on any type of hero if you want a more defensive build and if you want to be using your ultimate more often. This one, killing an enemy causes your next main attack to make enemies bleed. This is pretty nice for heroes like Green that do extra 150% more damage against enemies affected by damage over time. This definitely would be amazing for him. Ultimate charging also means that it would be great for Chrome. In fact, it's gonna be amazing for Chrome. Then you've got things like the Death Bite, things like the Blight Pain, the Abhorrent Iris. I'm just gonna quickly show you all of those: the Sunset and the Sunrise and the Skull Piercer and Blood Rain. You can see 4 different daggers to choose from, and that's not all legendary items. There's a lot more items you can find, or at least some more items you can find that are not craftable, so they're finding their wood only, drop only. You can see there's nice purple ones that still give you those specific special modifiers, like this one. When you are healed, increase maximum health by 3% up to a maximum of 100%, and other good things. Definitely a lot of good stuff. Or this reversal shield grants extra attack speed. So you're gonna kind of build your hero around those special abilities of the items, and of course the stats that they give you. And based on what trinkets and offhands and main hands you equip, you're gonna get some sort of a build. So hopefully this was enough. If it wasn't, let me know. The mentor system is basically an activity walk of what happened when you died, when you claimed a bounty, when you reached a certain prosperity level, when you bought an item, and when you added new entries to the Bestiary. And the Bestiary is something that you eventually unlock that would tell you which enemy can drop what. So once you've killed a certain enemy, you can see some of the things that that enemy can drop. I can just show you some entries here that I've unlocked myself, and you can see how certain things drop from them. You can see, since it's early access, there are certain things here that are kind of broken, missing, I guess. But yeah, there's interesting things. And see, there's different elites of that variety. So each one of those, as minions, has elite variety, elite unique names for elites that you can encounter of that type. And then you've got generals, so you can see there's spawns, minions, then you've got generals, and then you've got bosses. And bosses are the bosses at the end of the map. so the biggest, baddest, meanest people you can kill. This really looks like one of the bosses, like Mgwar the Hellion. You can see it almost looks the same, but they're different. This is a general and this is an actual boss. So here's the cultist, and you actually kill 3 of those in one of the maps. Here's Mgwar the Hellion. Here's the twin sisters. It's 2 of them, you kill both of them at once. Here's this one, you kill both of those at once. This one's not yet encountered because it hasn't been added into the game. The map just hasn't been added. This one has been done. This one has been done, and this one drops a grave mark head key. So pretty interesting that this one drops that thing. And it's certainly a nice trinket, to have. Okay, enough of this. There are some more that still haven't been added, but I think that's enough of the bestiary. Let's move on to another segment. Now I'd like to quickly talk about a system called the blight system, which is basically, as you see here, under this hero's name you see a white bar and a red bar. I mean, it's the same bar, but half of it is red, half of it is white. And then you see it says blight. How this works is, the more you play a certain hero, the more blight it gets. If you let it reach all the way to the end, everything being red, the hero gets blight struck and you can't play it for the next 3 turns. There's blight potions that you can use to clear this. So you can see here, this would remove 20% blight. If I use it again, another 20%. If I use it again, then we have no more blight. This one can cure 50% blight. Keep in mind, those potions do not cure blight struck. And if you fail a mission, you get way more blight than if you finish it. So keep that in mind, and this is where the Blightbound system comes handy, because you kind of cleanse blight at the end when you're playing with that system. So pretty good playing as a Blightbound hero once you've kind of formed a team and you've agreed maybe to take turns who would be blight struck, or maybe you don't care who plays which class. Overall, I think that's all I can say about the system. It's nothing that requires that much of a talk about it. It's simple. You play without a Blightbound hero. You play by selecting a hero, you get more blight. If you lose, you get even more blight. You use potions, you cleanse it, and try to not get blight struck. Otherwise, you get 3 rounds that you have to play other heroes. That's pretty much it. Many of you may not notice this once you start playing the game, but there is something called Blightbound Q, which allows you, by clicking on this button at the bottom right corner, to make a certain hero your Blightbound hero. And you can have 1 Blightbound hero for each class. And when you queue as a Blightbound hero, you get bonuses opposed to queuing as a specific hero when you can select a specific hero. You can see the bonuses here at the top. So we're gonna get some blight cured, we're gonna get some more resource gained, and 2 to all stats when you're playing as a Blightbound hero. What does playing as a Blightbound hero mean? It means that you're not selecting a specific hero, you're selecting one of each type. For me right now, I've selected this one as my Blightbound warrior, this is my Blightbound assassin, and this is my Blightbound mage. So here I am queuing after changing some of the items as a Blightbound queue. So once we load into the map, you would see something I wanted to show you, which is the map selection, and more about the prosperity and notoriety system. More about the notoriety system in a moment, but basically the more you play with a team, the more rewards you get. I'm gonna explain more in detail about this and how it works after this specific segment. It's pretty simple though. While we're waiting, maybe we can just say it. You keep completing maps with the same team, without anyone leaving the team and without you disbanding and recreating the team. And as you keep winning, the notoriety grows, and that means you're gonna get access to stronger missions, and you're also going to get more rewards in those stronger missions. If you keep resetting your team, you're not gonna get that much stuff. So you can see now we've got an option of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dungeons we can do. They all wanna do different ones. I'd probably suggest this one because of the tentacles. And we did that, and you basically select between the mission. You see the mission power, you see the mission rewards, the region rewards, the grave mark rewards, and so on. And you will now see that my notoriety with that same team went to 1 after a map has been completed, and this allowed us to get a tough map as a choice, which gives us a nice notoriety reward as an epic item, gain some more completion rewards, slightly better than before. And in general, the better you go with the notoriety, the higher you go with the notoriety, the better the rewards will be. And now with the same group we're already at notoriety 2. And this time I'm not gonna queue as a Blightbound hero, I'm gonna queue regularly, just with the hero I think is gonna be best for the harder content. You can see now we've got the Dark Ritual, we've got the Descent as tough. They give us notoriety rewards as an epic item, and then they give us common, common, uncommon, rare in both places. But here we've got the Underhold rewards, here we've got grave mark rewards. I guess either of those is fine, and they wanna do the Descent, so I'm gonna select the Descent. You can also see the bounties on that side. So this kind of is it about Blightbound, about what you can do in the current early access state of the game. Whether it's the right game for you, hopefully this video helped you, even though it ended up being much longer than I planned, and it's kind of more of the length of a beginner's guide instead of a first impressions video. If you want to get notified when I upload more content like this one, or builds, or guides, or any other type of content for games like this one, or other aRPGs, or different types of water games, you could subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss the notifications. Thank you again for watching this video, Struck Up. Keep it cool, until next time, and goodbye.